Welcome parents, family, faculty members, and most importantly, graduating students. To start with, I would ask just the graduating students to stand and look around, please. Well, this is big freaking deal, right? Recognize it, celebrate it, and now applaud it for yourselves and your graduating classmates. It is my honor as your dean to be part of this celebration, and we are all very excited to have you here today. This day marks a major milestone in your life's journey. Celebrate it for its immense significance, but recognize it as an end of one journey and beginning of another. Graduation isn't merely about the diplomas you're about to receive. It's a testament to your resilience, your dedication, and unwavering commitment to growth. Each one of you has embarked on a journey filled with challenges, triumphs, and invaluable lessons, and you have navigated them very well. It wasn't always easy, and I'm sure there were times when you felt overwhelmed, but you pushed it through. You have grown leaps and bounds, and I have to point out, you have had remarkable instructors and mentors who guided you through the whole process. At the moment, we only have Jacob here, but to name, the few, Claudio, who's gonna be here in a minute, Trevor, PJ, Brady, John. So, kudos to them. It is important to remember the trials and tribulations that you have endured to get here. They will serve you well in your journey ahead, because graduation is not an end goal in itself. It is instead a springboard, launching you into a world of endless possibilities where only you set or limit your success. You stand at the threshold of your past and your future, equipped not just with academic knowledge, but with the wisdom to navigate life's intricate tapestry. I urge you now to believe in yourself. Take chances, don't be afraid to fail, and never stop believing in yourself. Only you can limit what you're capable of achieving in the future. In closing, I hope all of you here today can take this personal accomplishment as an example of how anything is truly possible when you put your minds to it. As you step out into the world, hold on to the values that have shaped your journey thus far. Integrity, empathy, resilience, and thirst for learning. These qualities will be your compass, guiding you through uncharted territories and helping you overcome the inevitable hurdles that await. Find your purpose, contribute meaningfully, and foster positive change within yourself and the world around us. Never ever underestimate the impact of kindness. Extend a helping hand, lend an ear, and be the light in someone else's darkness. In a world yearning for compassion, let your actions speak the volumes. And I have a prediction to make. In the next 5 to 10 years, at least one of, or probably few of you, will be asked to give the speech to a graduating class in the future, where you will impart your wisdom and how you navigated this journey. I want you to ask yourself, will it be you? And before I hand my podium to my Keith, on behalf of all the faculty and myself, we want to congratulate you on this immense achievement. Congratulations and thank you.
I'm impatient. Sorry. Our commencement speaker today has over 2 decades worth of experience in the animation field. He's worked on feature films, short films, AAA games, animation for theme parks, commercials, VR games, music videos, and children's series. His credits include Quake 2, Half-Life, Snow White and the Huntsman, Transformers War for Cybertron, Percy Jackson 2, R.I.P.D., Sesame Street, The Bourne Spectacular, and countless other projects. He's the co-founder and director of Theory Studios here in Orlando. He is a member of the Academy of Television Arts and Sciences, that's the Emmys people, the Visual Effects Society, or VES, you and me both, and the TEA, or Themed Entertainment Association. He is also an author on lynda.com, where he teaches courses on Blender and the principles of animation. It is my great honor to introduce to you Mr. David Andrade.
Take the Michael Keith approach there. That's a good idea. Good evening. It's your graduation. Let's try that again. Good evening.
Good evening.
There we go. Congratulations, everybody. You've made it to the beginning. I know, right? You probably were thinking, hey, I got a degree. It's time to get a job. I just got to type in my thing on Indeed or ArtStation, and bam, I've got a job. But no, actually, you're at the beginning. Absolute beginning. Now you can actually begin learning and doing what you're about to do. And I know that might be a little frightening for everybody, so I want to reflect on my journey for just a moment to kind of illustrate what I mean by that. I graduated in 2007, and I was an art history major, but I did some digital media, and I had no idea what I wanted to do. And I actually was signed up to go teach English in Japan. Great use of my degree there. But hey, at least they were going to pay for it while I try to figure out what I'm going to do with my life. But it turns out that there just happened to be a little animation company down the road that paid just above minimum wage for a show that no one was ever going to watch on a network that no one knew existed. But it was an animation job, and I took it, and I didn't go to Japan. But thus I began my career, and really 2 years of working with the worst managers I've ever had the pleasure to work with. But it was a job, and it was a start, and it was terrible, and it paid terrible, but it was a start. So whether you find a job in film and TV, or a TV station down the road, or maybe even newspaper ads, or graphic design, motion graphics for oil or health or other boring things, it's a start. From that job, it led to me bouncing around. I went to Kansas City, and you may know about the Kansas City Chiefs now, but 15 years ago, they were like the worst team in the NFL. So they hired us to do a bunch of graphics and media to make them stand out. It didn't work, but it paid well. It paid well. From there, I bounced over to Montreal, and I worked on a bunch of cool commercials and games, and I was like, oh, this is really cool. But then I discovered the other reality of our business that no one will teach you until it happens to you, which is you get laid off suddenly, all the time, actually. Our business is based on discretionary spending. That is, if they have the time and money, right? So when games and media aren't being bought, unfortunately, that means you lose a job, and you suddenly become very, very good at bookkeeping and managing your money and understanding finances. I want to encourage you. I'm going practical, by the way, for this speech. I want to encourage you to learn how to write a checkbook and balance a checkbook and balance your finances tomorrow. Because you don't want to be caught with like, oh, spent my $1,500 a week check on toys that I don't need, and now I can't pay for rent, because that happened. Don't let that happen to you. Hey, I've got one of 1,000 made of Gandalf's staff from The Lord of the Rings still in my office. I probably couldn't pay rent, so I had to sleep on a few couches after that, but I got the staff, right? So that's the point. Eventually it led to working on some amazing projects. I worked on Life of Pi, Snow White and the Huntsman, the sequel to 300. I was on set for Silicon Valley. I was nominated for an Emmy on Man in the High Castle and did a whole bunch of work with that team. I got to travel the world. I've been to China, to Vietnam, to North Africa, to Iraq, working on incredibly cool projects. And they just kind of happened, and they just kind of layered. And as I started to realize that, why did that happen? It was simply, well, because of that first job. And that first job, all I did is walk in. I saw that there was a studio, and I physically walked over and knocked on the door and had a job by the end of the day. I just knocked on a door. Over time, I've started to realize how important it is to actually knock on doors, and I got the chance to meet Paul Mitchell of John Paul Mitchell, famous hair gels for salons, if you don't know. They're multi-billionaires. And it was a short, like 5-minute thing, but he taught me something I'll never forget, which is simply 23 and 1. He knew at the beginning of his business career that if he knocked on 20 salons, he would get 3 meetings. 3 of them would let him in, and he'd get 1 sale. And if he did that 7 days a week for the entire year, he'd be a multi-millionaire by the end of it. And by the end of it, he's a multi-billionaire. 23 and 1. So I started to realize how important, unfortunately very late in my career, but thankfully, and I'm telling you now, how important it is to keep up relationships with people that you work with, your students, your teachers, alumni, LinkedIn, go to networking parties, but also how important it is to just literally knock on doors, whether you're sending out cold emails or you're literally going out there, going to conferences and networking. There are cheap tickets for students. Abuse it as much as you can. Go to GDC, go to SIGGRAPH, go to SATE, go to TEA, go to IAPA. Just go and just knock on doors. From the fact that you're knocking on the door to the fact that you got to learn how to balance your own checkbooks, it's really a recipe for success, because what you're trying to do ultimately is just stay above water. The next few months are going to be rough. We're going through a little bit of a tech recession, frankly. There's a lot of tech layoffs. If you don't know, there's a lot of game news layoffs. So our industry is in a little bit of turmoil. But in that process, there's also tons of new little studios that are being born. And I highly recommend you reach out to all of them. You never know what a small studio in Philadelphia or in the middle of Ogden, Utah might need. They might need your talent maybe just for a month, maybe for a whole year. They might be working on an indie game that could be the next Cuphead. That's the reality, right? Start knocking on those doors. Start like just reaching out. Cold email. Be really good at cold emails. Be really good at quickly introducing yourself and saying, hey, do you need some help? Knock on 20 doors every single day. And I guarantee by the end of it, you'll thank me. You're like, hey, this actually works. I've got a job. I got multiple jobs. I guess that's really kind of starts to dovetail to the last pieces of my advice as you embark on this career, which is simply, yes, you got to balance your finances. Yes, the jobs, it's not, your parents might be used to the 9-to-5 thing. 9 to 5 does not exist. I have never had a 9 to 5 working in film, TV, or games. It's been like 6 a.m. to 6 a.m. the next day. That's kind of typical. I've done plenty of those. I'm on a 12-hour job. We got to get it done by December 22nd. I got to go back to work after this. So, yeah, you know, those things happen. And then it's a big job, then it goes away. So balance your finances. Learn how to balance a checkbook. I know it's practical, probably not what you're looking to hear, but you need to hear it because you don't want to get caught on the other end of that. Knock on doors. It's so important just to talk to people. I can't emphasize it enough. And you might realize that, like, I'm not talking about your work or your abilities, or should you learn about Gaussian splattering right now? Should you really dive into learning how to use Stable Diffusion? Should you be a modeler in Blender or Maya? This is going to sound terrible, but all of that's irrelevant. You're an artist, you're a technician, you're a developer. Just practice it day in and out. Don't join the battles like AI, no AI. Don't worry about any of that. It's not relevant. They are just tools for you to be an artist. Be an artist. But really focus, the second part you really got to focus on is not meeting people and keeping your finances and your life in order. You manage the risk, the upside will take care of itself. That's really what I'm going to end on. Manage the risk. Keep meeting people. Reach out to businesses and people you may not know. Manage your finances. Don't worry about art. Just keep practicing. You do it anyways because you love it. And then from there, the upside will take care of itself. Manage your risk. And the upside takes care of yourself. And then who knows, 10 years later, you have like an Emmy and a VES award, and you're traveling all around the world to do theme parks like I am. So that's ultimately my advice. Just remember it. Take care of the downside risk, and everything else works out for you. All right? All right. Good luck, everybody. Pleasure. Like the quick exit.
This brings us to the awards part for the outstanding improvement, professionalism, and most outstanding student. So I'm gonna invite Jacob to do the game.
Okay, so I don't know if this worked, but that's fine. Outstanding improvement is my first one, and this was very tough for me to hand out this award because I felt like, in all honesty, all of my students improved immensely. And one thing that I saw in this person is that no matter what they were going through, they showed up, they did the work, they tried really hard, and they ultimately got something really good. And through everything that they went through, they were still here, they stayed late, they worked, and they're gonna do awesome in this industry. So the award for outstanding improvement goes to Nico Clayton. Sure.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Yeah, we do that side too. Yeah.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. The next award is for professionalism. So again, this one was pretty hard, but this person, they showed exemplary patience, and they showed a way of corralling a team and keeping the spirits high. They showed a lot of promise for managing and a lot of promise for being a leader and someone that can really help a team get across the finish line. So the award for professionalism goes to Xavier Gonzalez.
Keep stuff up.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Okay, so the last one is most outstanding student, and this person would probably fight me on this, and not know, and probably say that they don't deserve it, but they really do. This person tried really, really, really hard, and they are silly. They are a silly human being, and they're very quiet, but they have a whole world ahead of them that I know that they will tackle phenomenally, and all of my students will probably agree with this. But the most outstanding student goes to Nadia Myers. There we go. Congratulations. You're very welcome. It's yours. Open it up.
Sorry, by shaking hands.
Congratulations.
Just about.
Thank you.
Thank
Good
you.
job.
So, just in time, VFX instructor instructor, is about to give his 3 awards for outstanding improvement, professionalism, and most outstanding student.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Claudio Gonzalez. I'm the VFX studio instructor. It's a call up Jonathan Gomez for outstanding improvement in Block 4 VFX. I saw Jonathan. He took it upon himself to learn some new software.
Thank you.
And very impressive. So.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Next up, we have Kyle Sullivan for professionalism. And again, just to say a bit, Kyle, I appreciate that you were always there, and always there with me late hours, helping everybody out, willing to answer questions for other students as well. So much appreciated. Thank you.
So now you know why I said that you should have gone first.
And last but not least, Akshay, I'm going to butcher your last name again, Barodia for most outstanding student in Block 4.
Thank you. Congratulations.
So, you can take a seat and you'll be back in a minute. So the next one is the award that Mike Keith ponders on for quite a long time. And when he decides to give this one, this is a really special one. So this is Above and Beyond Award given by Mike Keith.
Bear with me. As the Director of Career Services, it's my honor every block to award the Above and Beyond Award to one of our graduates who is graduating from this term. This award is earned not just by what the student does during their final block, but how they act during the entire time here at day school, how they interact with their instructors and the staff, and how well they represent themselves during the industry critiques that we had yesterday. I take into account several variables. The quality of the work is probably the smallest part of this award. One of the most important traits that I take into consideration is work ethic and attitude. Okay? How they treat their classmates, how they interact with the staff, how seriously they took their work. This student has had many challenges while attending day school, but has faced them bravely, and we are very proud of how far they have come. So it is my great honor to bestow the Above and Beyond Award to Robert Albertson. Oh, I forgot it. Sorry, just kidding.
It's a big reveal. It's a big reveal.
Oh my God.
Let me get on this side. Cover up problem areas.
Congratulations.
Thank you
So, instructor of the term. So we have introduced this award just recently. Last term was the first one that instructors voted among themselves, and this term there was no contest at all. With most votes out of 6, he got 5. And if I could vote on that one, I would put that one too, because this is an instructor who stepped up so much this term. He is the one I can rely on all the time. He's the one that jumps in and plugs any holes if we have at school, if it's somebody who is missing the class, if you need something done, whatever it is, he is there to help. So the instructor of the term goes to Jacob Oliver.
Appreciate it.
Congrats, man.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I was like, it's gonna be PJ, and he's not even here.
So next part is the one you're probably all waiting for, is the premiere of Block 4 project. So with instructors Claudio and Jacob, we're gonna have VFX first, right?
Sure.
Okay, we're gonna see lights up, please. We're gonna watch the project. And we'll keep the lights low. So next one is a game special project. And I know the moment all the parents, family, friends are waiting for, and the graduates, is actual receiving the diploma. So that's there.
I am not sure feeling of that way. Graceful, I am not.
So Amy will be calling the name, so when you hear your name, please do come here and take a picture. Rodrigo will take a picture. So first we're gonna start with visual effects.
Francisco Oribe.
Thank you.
So we have two VFX students that are actually finishing VFX and they're going on to virtual production. And I see one of them, and that is John Spahn. And the second one is Jude Haynes. Program, and our first graduate is Xavier Gonzalez.
It's fine, I can crouch down.
It's not recognizing me. Okay. I had one already.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Oh. But I have two.
Next we have Michael Yorks. Nathan Serrano.
Thank you.
Jesse Loreno.
Thank you.
Jessica Shaw.
Thank you.
And just like we did with VFX, we have a game student that is going on. They finished their game program, but they've decided to come back and do virtual production. But they have finished their game program. That is Ivan Rivera Marrero.
Thank you.
And now on to the virtual production graduates. Our first one is Robert Albertson Jr. Rosa.
Thank you.
Nadia Myers.
Thank you.
Nico Clayton. Okay, sure, whatever.
Thank you.
Samantha Torres.
Thank you.
Now we do have two that aren't here tonight, unless one of them snuck in when I wasn't looking, and that's Bradley Manyhurt.
He's trying to get here.
Okay. We'll clap for him now, and then we'll get And also Michaela Underwood.
So I'll invite VFX first to come here, the graduates, and take a picture with the instructor, and then we can do one for the game. And after that, I invite you all to go to the lounge, and there's some cake and refreshments, and we take photos.
And congratulations, everybody. We're all very, very proud of you.